is Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. I'm making this particularly for my Corwin Music Club. So, hello. But obviously for anyone else who's interested, this is how to play it. So, the music for this entire song consists of just these elements. There is the bass line, there is the kick drum, and then there are the other percussion sounds, the finger snaps, the hi-hat, and finally there's a kind of clicky thing that happens during the chorus, like this. And the other side, of course, is the top line, which plays the little melody that comes in the instrumental sections, which goes like this. So let's get stuck in. Let's start with the bass line. So I'm playing an AXP25, which is the most common keyboard that we have at Corwin School. And so my sound is the pick bass, which is 113, and the synth bass 126. It's a dual sound, and both of them I've got with the octave minus, so it's playing 1 octave below its original pitch, which is a nice big deep sound. I've got a bit of a rattle going on in my keyboard because I've got a slightly broken speaker, but hey ho, there you go. Right, so let's play the tune. So it's all about G. It's a 10-note riff, and 7 out of 10 of those are G. So it starts with a couple of them, and it goes up to B flat, this black key that's the right of the set of 3, and back to G. So that's our first little bit. I call that the bad banana bit. Bad banana. And then it goes bad, bad, banana. So it's 1, 2, 3 more Gs. And the most popular mistake for this one is to play 2 rather than 3. So after a bad banana, we've got bad, bad, banana. And then down to F. All right, so that goes bad, banana, bad, bad, banana, boy. That's how I like to sing it. Okay, and you do that twice. And then you kind of copy it almost entirely up to C and E flat. The difference is, instead of going down at the end, it goes up to the note G, which is G 1 octave higher than the one we started off on. And then the final bit takes us to D and F sharp. And it just does a bad banana. And then you drop all the way down to the lowest D on the keyboard, and you play 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, so that is the bass line throughout. Now you might have noticed that I played it in 3 different ways. I played it with using fingers from both hands, which is probably the easiest way to do it. Or you can use your right hand, and the way I was doing it, my thumb and finger 3 playing the Gs and the B flats, and I was just crossing over finger 2 to play F, and up here 1, 3 and 5. And I just let my left hand go there. You could go all the way down with your right hand, but it's so much easier to just use a single finger of your left hand to play the Ds. I played it also with my left hand, which I find is preferable. It fits under your fingers a little bit better. And you have finger 4 and G, finger 2 and B flat. And play F with finger 5. And you just copy that up to C and E flat. Tiny little stretch up to G with your thumb, and then copy again to D and F sharp. Then you've got to move pretty swiftly down to the low D. All right, so take your pick. Anyone will do, whichever works for you. Okay, let's look at the different drum sounds. So we've talked about them already. So the kick is the easiest of them all. The rhythm is what we call 4 on the floor. We're counting 4 beats in the bar, and you simply play that beat 4 times over and over. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Simple enough. Okay, so then the second time through, I added the finger snap, which is an electronic version of that, which is found on the very lowest note on the keyboard, C1. There it is, and that's played on on beats 2 and 4, what's often called the back beat. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So the kick drum is on all 4 beats, and the snap is on 2 and 4, like this. Okay, and then the next element is a hi-hat. A hi-hat on a drum kit is like it's 2 cymbals that are kind of together, one facing up, the other facing down, and when they're closed, they make a sound like this. Bit like that anyway. Okay, so this comes in on the offbeat, so we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. If you put half a beat in between each of those numbers. We'll call it and. So you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the hi-hat plays on all the ands. So altogether it sounds like this. Right, so I'm doing that just myself, but you could split that up. You could have different people playing the kick drum and the snap and the hi-hats. The hi-hats is a bit more tricky. You could do perhaps, for example, the bass drum and the hi-hat together. So you're going 1 and 2 and like that. Yeah, just like that. So, which brings us to the final element, which comes in during the instrumental part. And this is a little bit tricky to play because you've got to go pretty fast. You're playing what's called semiquavers, or also known in the American system as 16th notes. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. You play 4 little beats for each one of those numbers. So you count it like this: 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and it sounds like this. Now you only have to play it for a relatively short time in the tune, but it's quite hard to keep it even and to keep it going. But there you go. Which takes us to the final element, which is the top line, which is the bit that goes like this. Okay, so let's go through that. So the first part of it starts on G, and again I'll show you 2 different ways to do this. My preferred way is to use just your right hand. So we'll do that first. So you've got your thumb on G and your finger 5 on D, and you go G, D, like that. And then you do another G with your thumb, and then you've got finger 4 plays C sharp. You go back to 5 on D, back to 4 on C sharp, and then finger 2 plays our old friend B flat. And that's the riff, like this. And you get to do it 4 times. Then you copy up to C, very similar to the bass line, and it's the same shape for this. It's the same shape so you've got your finger 1 on C, 5 on G, 4 is now F sharp, and 2 is now E flat. So it goes like this, and you play that twice, and then the final little bit goes to D and F sharp, just again like the bass line. But this time at the end, after this, so we've got 1, 5 again. So that's D to A, and then 1, 3, D to F sharp, and then boom, boom, cross over your finger 2 to play C. Okay, another way to do it using both of your hands is to have 2 fingers of your left hand on G and B flat, and possibly fingers 4 and 2 would be a good choice, and right hand finger 2 on C sharp, finger 3 on D, and you'd play it like this. Okay, and then copy that up to C, and then copy again to D, and you've got your finger 5 to play the last 2 notes. Okay, so there it is, bad guy. Have some fun with that. Bye bye.